Another video, Teen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Buying a stationary RV as a cottage.
Ooh. Now, if you haven't been to our channel before, we are Norm and Tina, and we talk all things retirement.
We do.
And if you haven't been, we would really appreciate it if you could press that subscribe button and press that bell, because it really helps our channel.
Give us a thumbs up. So, Teen, we have been through buying a stationary RV as a cottage, haven't we?
Absolutely, we have. We're having a lot of fun.
We are. And so we found out a lot of information. We were asked to do this video by one of our viewers who has the engaging name of QQ2441. So thank you, QQ2441, for the suggestion which has prompted this video. So what would be the first thing to do, Teen?
First thing is you need to find a campground with the facilities that you would want. One of the best places to look for this is on Kijiji.
So basically, we don't know, if you're not a camper and you haven't toured your area and know the campgrounds, one of the great ways to find a campground is to try and find a trailer to buy. And then you'll see that they're saying it's on campground XYZ. And then you can go off and research that and see if it's the type of place that you want.
Now, we did sort of set ourselves some limits, didn't we? This was going to be it was going to be a recreational cottage use for us.
Yeah, our little car has no chance of towing this monster RV.
So we chose a 2-hour limit, and that was going to be our no barrier to go. It was an easy drive that we can do for weekends, weeks, couple of weeks, and that's what we set, wasn't it?
So the interesting thing about buying an RV is the exact same RV, the same model year, the same model, has two prices. And it sounds odd, Teen, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So there's a price for a trailer on a permanent site on a campground, and then there's another price for the trailer not on a permanent site campground, which caught us off guard, really, when we started looking. So trailers have intrinsically more value on a permanent campground than they do sat for sale on a RV dealer's lot or on your neighbor's driveway. So typically, if you were to buy a $20,000 RV from a used RV center or from a private individual, that same trailer, if it was on a good campground as a permanent site, possibly with a deck, would be worth double that, around 40,000.
Quite amazing, isn't it?
It really is.
One of the points that we would like to make is don't be afraid of flipping an old RV trailer.
That's what we did, Tim.
Especially if it's on a desirable campground. When you start looking around, you will begin to find out those campgrounds that everybody wants to be on.
And they're hard to get on because they don't have any empty spots.
No, and so there's almost, hey Norm, like a price of entry to get on, and that's the price that you're going to pay. And so what you can do is, if it is an older one, think to yourself like what we did. Flip it, take the old one out and bring a new one in. Trade it for a newer model.
And that's where the two prices of RV work in your favor. So we bought a 2006 RV that was quite tired, but it was on a superb location. It's on a great little street, you would say.
Yeah.
The neighbors all have way more expensive trailers than this one, but it was a great site.
Yes.
They wanted 14.5 for it. So we went up there, took a look at it. We pretty much knew we would never use this RV for various reasons. And then we immediately started looking in the Auto Trader magazines, RV Traders, classifieds, Facebook Marketplace. And we found about 5 trailers that we really thought we would like. And only one of those dealers was willing to do a trade. And it happened to be the local one.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a surprise to us and a little nerve-wracking at the time, wasn't it, Norm? Because we were
Right.
calling them up and everybody's really keen to sell the trailer that they're looking to sell. But when you actually say, will you take a trade, suddenly they weren't keen, were they?
No.
So one of the things you need to look at when you're going to do this is the size of your trailer. A lot of the ones we were looking at something between 27 and 35 feet. We didn't want it to be dead small, did we? But we wanted it to be fairly spacious.
Because we are planning to stay in it for weeks on end.
Yeah.
So it's a second home in some respects. So our trailer came in at 30 feet.
Yes.
And a few things we learned along the way. When you see the model number, so ours is a 27KS, but it could have been a 29BH. And the BH stands for bunkhouse. So the trailer that we bought initially on the site that we had taken away was a bunkhouse. So it had bunks in the back of it that you could sleep 4 people in. We didn't want that because we were aiming for a couple's trailer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the other major thing that we found out are these slide outs that we have. So we knew somebody with a trailer, so we went to have a look at that. And they had opposing slide outs. So the kitchen slid out on one side, and the dining room table and sofa on the other side slid out. So you're adding basically another 6 feet of interior living space when those 2 slide outs are out. So we would highly recommend look for at least one slide out.
Yeah.
But if you can get opposite slide outs in the living area, it adds hugely to the sense of space.
And some of the other features that were important to us, we noticed that we wanted a dining room table. And so it was a freestanding table and chairs because it gave us a more spacious feeling. Plus, you could move the table if you wanted.
And you didn't have to slide into a booth or a banquette.
And we also wanted a sofa, so we have a freestanding sofa, which actually is a sofa bed. So at a pinch, somebody could stay over, which is great, isn't it? But also we can actually move the sofa and we can watch the TV from it, which is another plus.
We can.
And the one that we actually picked is what they would really call, hey Norm, like a couple's trailer. We have our bedroom at one end of the trailer and then our bathrooms right at the other end. So it is really designed like a mini apartment for a couple, isn't it?
It really is.
And we love it.
And the other thing you're probably going to get with one of these RVs is TV. And our model, we haven't said this yet, but the year of our RV is 2014. So unfortunately, the TV is a dumb TV, just a regular one. It's a 32-inch. But we got a Amazon Fire Stick, and we took it up there because we did buy an internet package from the RV campground. And we're able to stream movies or TV shows or the news on our Amazon Fire Stick. So we've made the TV smart just in the same way that Tina bought me a smartwatch to try and smarten me up as well.
How's it working, Norm? You got your watch on?
Oh, I got my watch on.
Oh, so Norm's really smart today. But I tell you what,
I was really
Norm,
smart and married Tina. I think
yay!
that's more.
But you know what? Hasn't it made an amazing difference to the TV?
It has.
Something so small has brought it into...
But the other thing
high
you'll see is
technology.
old tech in some of these
yeah.
trailers. And we looked at it and thought, wow, there's a DVD player integrated in it with it'll play CDs, DVDs, and there's a radio. But the more we thought about it, is the DVD player is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
We've got a tote full of old DVDs that we don't really use at home because we stream most of the things.
Yeah.
But when the park is full, the Wi-Fi does get problematic.
Yeah.
So pop a DVD in,
Yeah.
and you can watch a movie without any buffering.
Yeah.
The other thing that was
That's very
important to
nice.
us, because we have these campfires now, well, we've only had one,
Well-
because we've only been there once.
That was our inaugural one.
So we get all smoky with it, because as soon as we sit down, the smoke comes straight for us. So laundry. It's handy to have a campground that has laundry facilities. And we're lucky that the campground we're on has invested greatly in modern public buildings. So there are washrooms, there are shower facilities, and there is laundry
The
facilities.
laundry, it's amazing, isn't it? So technically, you don't have to keep bringing the laundry home. You can just do it all there. It's great. It's another plus.
And
isn't
the other
it?
crowning glory for the campsite. So these are stuff that we're saying for you to take a look at. Is that there are a couple of swimming pools there, and of
Yeah.
course it is on a lake. So we can rent a boat dock if we had a boat.
That's on the list, isn't it? No.
So we're looking to get a pontoon boat.
Oh yeah, it'd be really nice, wouldn't it?
And the nice thing about this lake is they capped the motor size at 9.9 horsepower. So there's none of these jet skis blasting across or cigarette boats creating huge amounts of noise. So it's very tranquil and restful. So that's the story of a few tips on buying a stationary RV as a cottage, because we're never going to tow ours.
No. Plus, and at the moment with traveling as it is, it's a perfect thing for people to look at, isn't it, Norm?
It really is, and
It's-
with the pandemic that we have, our campground is closed to transient campers. So if people were touring around and didn't want the permanent site, they can't travel at the moment.
No, they're not allowed in, are they?
Whereas we
are.
can.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, and we hope we've given you some tips if you fancy the idea just like us.
That's right. So stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you on the next video.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.